Yeah, no, it's definitely been with its ups and downs, but I think that we gained a lot of confidence. I mean, Iona, we really wanted to take. It would have put us in a great position to be 500 going into conference. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas that are in our brain, are really great tools for us as coaches as we look to make changes moving into our second season. So late in the conference, in the non-conference schedule, I think even in our competitive games like LaSalle and Iona and Siena, where we were really in it at certain moments of the game, I think it was still a really positive experience for our team because they know that they can play with the likes of tough competition, maybe even in higher conferences than ours. And I think that that's great for their confidence, but I also think it teaches that hard lesson of needing to finish. So, I think we're staying positive. We know what we're capable of, and that's been a great lesson with the downs that we've experienced. But again, some of the losses that we've experienced this year as opposed to others have been much more competitive. So, and I think that's come from some solid goalie play and some really reliable leadership from our captains, but also some really impressive things from our freshmen. So we're looking to build on that as we move forward into our second season. I mean, I think that there's something to be said about sitting on a bus, getting off the bus, maybe getting stuck in traffic. I mean, any number of things relating to adversity that you face on the road, we've experienced and we've had exposure to, which is great because we're starting off our first 2 games in conference on the road. We've been there, done that. And while we've struggled to get some of those wins under our belt that are on the road, we're not unfamiliar with maybe some of the changes that need to be made in our warm-up or in our timing or in our pregame prep on an individual basis. Because we talk about that with the team. It's challenging. It's really challenging, but what I do think it's exciting for, and I know we're looking just to this weekend first, but we're going to revel in the games that we get at home because they're so special to us. And I think that that's great for a team to have too, is that we're going to protect the house when we're home because we've only got a limited amount of opportunities to showcase in front of our fans, in front of our families, what we can do. It's huge. It really is. I mean, I think that in a couple of our games, Rory, who's gotten some love from the conference as far as awards, she's playing full games. I mean, I think there were a couple games where she didn't come out. She played all 60, and she handled it, and she put numbers up. And that's awesome because we've got freshmen in conference that don't even know what they're getting themselves into, that have 10 games under their belt and they've started, you know what I mean? Like maybe 6 or 7 or 10 of them. And I don't know, that's been exciting, I think, because they have this easy forgetting attitude, they're not as hard on themselves. The youth sometimes is new life. But again, with the captains and Alexis and Shannon, they bring a little bit more of a calmness that we're definitely going to need going forward into conference. I think because of all of the away trips that we had in non-conference, they're excited. They think this is a part of this is normal. All the freshmen don't know that, when you play 11 out of 17 games on the road, that is brutal. So they're unfazed and they're resilient and they're excited. Well, I think Robert Morris in particular, they have a lot of spread out scoring. It's different than maybe some of the lopsided scoring that we've seen with some of the opponents that we had, where they had one key player that we could focus a lot of attention on. They have a couple different threats. They're playing well. I think that they're pretty fast, and I think that we need to figure out how to slow down the ball in fast break. I think that that'll be a big deal, and kind of how our bodies recover moving forward now that we're playing a Friday, Sunday, which is the first time we've kind of played that close back to back. St. Francis is a different beast in that they've played a different schedule than we have. We've played some really challenging non-conference opponents, and they have a couple, but they also have some really confident wins under their belt, like some handed very large deficit wins. So, you know, they're coming in this game with a lot of confidence too, and we're going to need to make sure that we're on our A game to set the tone early that we're the better team. I think that'll be really important the start of both of these games. We need to come out and make a statement early and then hold on to finish. I think that that's what it is. It's going to be about playing a complete game against both of these teams because they have fight and they've proven it just like we have. So it's really going to be a battle between who can play 60 minutes.